When you're looking for resources such as websites, books, and/or articles, where do you begin? A good place to begin is a good topic. What makes a research topic workable for a research paper is not so much the topic in and of itself, but more so how well you know your topic, and subsequently how you can broaden or narrow your topic if needed. I am interested in the role technology has played in the death of languages. Let's start at the Corban University Library website, which provides a widget giving access to Corban Search. In this widget, let's type language, death, technology. It does show a good number of results, so let's begin to narrow our results. Books and more tend to be a good place to start research. Why start with books? This is where a research triangle can assist. Depending on where you're at in your research, differing tools will assist. If you're at a point in your research where you really do not know much about a topic, you are at the bottom of the triangle per se. When at this level, a reference tool or book typically works best. Another thing to remember is that these reference books tend to cover things from a very broad perspective. For example, you likely will not find books dealing specifically with the role technology has played in language death, but you may find content that provides an overview of language death or various causes of it. The top of the triangle represents a very narrow subject, such as the role technology plays on the death of a language. With some exceptions, journal articles tend to be written at this level. They cover a very specific element. This is why, when searching for something as broad as language death, it is not uncommon to uncover over 100,000 articles. When we look for articles, which we'll talk about in another tutorial, you will need to think specific. Then there is the middle of the triangle. What is in the middle? While there are some exceptions, books tend to be in the middle. Oftentimes they provide a good balance of providing an overview of a topic, but specific enough to be utilized in a research project like this. If you recall, when we did our initial search for language death technology, we came up with over 100,000 results. Since I'm still at an entry level in my research, I'm going to change my search parameters to books and more. Remember that articles tend to be very narrow, explaining why I have so many results when searching articles, whereas books tend to be a bit broader, so theoretically I should not have as many books to look through. While I do not have as many books to look through initially, none of these seem to have any bearing on my topic. What do? Does Corban University Library have nothing on my topic? Here's where it helps to think a bit about the topic and the resources one is looking for. As implied in the research triangle, reference resources and books tend to be on broader topics. So when doing an initial search on a topic, it may help to think a bit broader. Let's begin by seeing if we can find any resources related to just language death. Corban Search ranks the results by relevance. Let's look at the first book, Language Death by David Crystal. Click on the View It tab. If you are off campus, it will ask for authentication at this point. The authentication ID and password are the same that are used for Converge, your email account, and most Corban University access points. It is simply first name, last name, no space, without the @corban.edu, and then the password assigned to you. If you have any difficulty accessing the content, please contact Corban University Information Services. Before we take a look at this book, let's look at the table of contents. It might help us see if there's anything in this book that can help. Both the first chapter entitled What is Language Death and the third chapter, Why Do Languages Die, will help provide some background information. Let's go back to my search results to see if I can find any other helpful resources to provide some background knowledge. You will notice that not only the term language death is highlighted, but the word language is highlighted in places as well. This is because when using two separate words, Corban Search looks for those two words together and when they're separate. If we put this term in quotation marks, it will look for the words together as a term. While there are a handful of other works, there do not seem to be any other books that provide a broad overview like the first work provided. We have touched the bottom of the triangle. Future tutorials will address how to find more specific resources towards the top of the triangle. If you have any questions in relation to finding resources, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.